An event that you do not want to miss, something to add to your calendar. Sip and Bid Tea Party and Auction fundraiser is happening on Sunday, April the 6th from 4 to 7 p.m. The conversation this morning in studio is going to be surrounding this and a little bit more, as joining us in studio is Natasha Jones, and joining us shortly will be Danielle Defentala, kidney transplant patient. Good morning, Natasha.
Hi, good morning. Yeah, kidney transplant patient. No, it's true, but she's so many other things.
Yeah.
But it's really her journey for the last 7 years. So it really has been, that's her role right now,
Yeah.
and to fighting for her life.
You know, Natasha, you've been a part of this journey, I would say, for the past 7 years or so. And the fact that this is something that we just opened with and you're able to immediately pick up on it and say, listen, there's so much more.
Yeah.
To you, what is this to you? Like, how much more? Who is Danielle to you?
Well, Danielle has been a friend for a long time. I mean, we started with Westwood Park. She always says it was before that. But that's when our relationship evolved. And then, you know, our kids were around the same age. So it was always, you know, a community of us that got together. And then she was working on a project called Plain Sight, and very, very stressed out. It was financial, and she was one of those risk takers.
Right.
You notice that there have been no real projects in television in terms of television dramas,
Yeah.
because it's a risk, and a lot of people are not willing to take that risk. She took the risk, but it also affected her health. And it went unchecked, this high blood pressure. So she's the cautionary tale for all of us,
Right.
to look after your health. And for the last 7 years, she's been on dialysis 3 times a week. And also, you know, she has had this journey of trying to get this kidney transplant done here in Trinidad. And it's been really, really difficult, to the point where last year she had a heart surgery because it exacerbated one of her aorta, one of the tubes
Yeah.
to her heart. If that's, you know,
Yeah.
my biology teacher will kill me right now.
That's okay.
But but it's early.
Yeah.
And yeah, so she's so she's now almost like ground zero, trying to build herself back up. But in the interim, she hasn't been able to work. So we've been always putting together these fundraisers to try and help her to survive, and also to put money towards her kidney transplant.
Something that is so important, right? And I'm really hoping that we're going to get to chat with Danielle as well to
And
speak
she's at
about that.
dialysis at the moment, so she's going to come in on Zoom from dialysis.
And as you mentioned, taking risks. And of course, she was a risk taker. She still is a risk taker, let's say, and very dedicated as well. Because if it's one thing we know about Danielle from the interactions we've just had here alone, is the fact that she's going to stand her ground and she's going to speak out.
She's passionate.
Yeah, she's very passionate, which is what we need. And now, speaking about that, I believe Danielle is with us. Good morning, Danielle.
Morning, sorry.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. No reason to apologize. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it very much. How are you doing this morning?
I'm up. I'm up. I'm fine.
Yeah, Danielle
And
will
I
say
am-
fine, but
Yeah.
as you can see, she's a dialysis.
Yeah, my dialysis. It's my regular routine for 3 times a week.
Now, we see you
This
here
one
at
starts at 4 a.m.
4 a.m. Well,
My
definitely.
nurses don't want to stop.
Well, one thing we can say, of course, is we see the beauty of technology, that we're able to have these conversations that is so important. And we appreciate
Well, I'm
you.
glad that everybody gets to see what's happening.
Yeah.
Because this is what happens. Sorry, I'm holding the camera with my hand.
No need to apologize at all. You know,
From Milwaukee.
So Danielle, we want to know a little bit about this whole journey that you've been on, and you know, the need for continual fundraisers, because I know a lot of people see us fundraising, but they don't realize what your journey has been and why you need to continue fundraising.
First of all, like you said, when I took the risk with Plain Sight, I used my own money because it was a pilot. I did have some sponsors, but not enough to get it going. And then, so I used my savings, thinking it would be reimbursed by the government because they offered me a grant of $500,000. Said it was a typo and they really meant 50. At the time, I had Winston Duke signed to my to the show, and I was like, well, how would I, a producer of 30 years, accept the salary of one actor and greenlight a project? You know, what happens to the rest of the people? Anyhow, so I think that really ate me up. I think the fact that people didn't recognize or understand, not even understand, but that they thought that they could give me that to hold. So, as you said, that really ate me up, and I think that sent me spiraling into where I am today.
Yeah.
One can only understand. Natasha, we're going to bring you back into the conversation now as a
Because
friend
as
of
you said,
Daniel's.
yeah, there was a lot of things going on other than just plain sight and all of that. There was a lot of stuff going on in my life. So here we are today.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're glad you're here today, and you're going to be here with
And
us
this
for
is
a
why
long
all
time.
of us rally around and try to make things work for
Yeah.
Danielle because she hasn't been able to work.
People, yeah, like Natasha and a bunch of friends who have rallied, and I'm going to be here. Fighting.
She is
She is
fighting,
fighting.
yes.
Yeah. Now, one can only imagine how this has affected all of you as a unit, but it's
Yeah.
beautiful to see you come together. Let's shift a little bit into the Sip and Bid tea party that's happening. Walk us through what we can expect.
All right, so Sip and Bid is going to be an auction with beautiful pieces of art from people like Shastri Mirage, Che Lovelace, Tessa Alexander, Elspeth Duncan. And then of course Danielle's mom was an artist, Claire Jessie. So she passed sadly, but a couple of her pieces will be on auction. So it's really going to be lovely. It's in a new venue that was formerly housed by Veni Marge on Arapita Avenue. It's called Toucan Restaurant and Bar, and it's a really lovely place. They had their soft launch last week, and it's just got vibes. You know, one of those places just
And
has
we have
vibes.
a tea by Coco Bell.
Yeah, and then so that's it. And Tea by Coco Bell, Bridens has come on board to give a welcome drink of a bubbly. So everyone has come together. We're going to have some entertainment. We have an auctioneer, and it's just going to be fun. And I think the following day is a day off, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is.
So, you know, it's a long weekend. It's a weekend where you can have your family and you can come and be a part of this and also bid on these beautiful pieces of art. And there are going to be other things. I know there's something from a dermatologist. There's some, I think Caribbean Airlines may come on board. There are a few things on auction that are going to be fun. So it's really an afternoon of just celebration of life and community and support for Danielle, and also thank you to all the artists that have come on board, because they've also been, you know, people who have given of their talent to this fundraiser.
It's wonderful to see that everybody has come together. We see stakeholders coming from corporate as well, something that is so important.
Yeah.
Now, if we want to come, how do we get more information? Where do we get tickets? And for those who may not be able to come but would like to contribute, how can we do so?
Okay, so you can always email ddifintala@gmail.com. I can give you my number. What's it?
Tell the Fintala.
DIEFFENTHALLER. You can see she's my friend. You just have to look at Cass Diffintala and take that last name and put D Diffintala in front of it at gmail.com. She's always, available to respond and to, but I know a lot of people have been calling me. How else can I help? And I just want to say I'm so grateful. If you don't ever feel the reinforcement of humanity. It really comes in situations like this when I see people coming together and calling and asking to give support. So I just want to say thank you.
Well, that's something that's so important. Danielle, let's bring you back into the conversation a little bit. Aside from the event, one of the things, of course, that we have been having the conversation about is organ donation and those who are interested in getting involved in kidney initiatives in some form or fashion. What words would you have for these people, words of encouragement or wisdom?
Well, we a couple of years ago did a drive during a concert. We got 91 people to sign up as deceased donors. But you can't be a live donor. I have a live donor lined up right now. She's 21 years old. She's been there since 2023, I think. She's been dedicated. So you can give as a live donor to someone if you so desire. And we would like to encourage people to do that because you only need one kidney to live, really. And it encourages
I'm living
you
on one kidney.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will live it. Tasha's lived on one kidney for
Since
forever.
2000. I've had a child on one kidney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see, these are the conversations that we need to have as well, because there's still so much fear-mongering around many different things. And the only way we can change is by having the conversation. Sorry, Danielle?
No, I said exactly. People are afraid and they don't want to do it and they think they'll die and all that. I mean, it's been amazing. The young people that have come forward to offer their kidneys to me. Young people.
It's very reminiscent of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I've been living on one kidney since 2000, and why the conversation has never come up. I totally forgot.
Yeah, because you're living, it's as usual.
My daughter was born 2 years after, and she was born with one kidney as well. Complete. So it's incredible. It's sometimes it's genetic, but you can survive.
You know what? This is a conversation that we need to continue to have, but unfortunately we have run out of time. Natasha, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, and thank you all.